I have a 2017 Ram 1500. This is my bed size 6.4. It will also work on the 2009 to 2023 series. Let's speed things up. Let's see what we got. Why is that tag there? Oh, parts and clothes. These are parts. And we've got some paper here. Here's the tonneau cover itself. It's really simple. It's like 2 rails. Okay, we'll open it up and see what we got in here. Here's all the parts listed. There's 6 clamps in here, and there's these little sponges go on the end. They're like a weather protection. These are the adjusters, 2 adjusters, the bolts, and that goes into the actual tray there where the actual roll-up part is, and instructions here. So I'm going to try to muddle through this. I'm not good at this stuff. Anyway, you're going to see if you can start it and figure out how these rails go on. Looks like a fairly simple job, but if you never did it before, it can be confusing. Parts list here. So you've got these are the ones we're going to use right now. Put all these foam ends on, and you get the bolts and the washers, and these are the adjusters. 2 adjusters. I'll put these on now. So use rubbing alcohol to clean the ends of it, put on the ends of the rail. So want the ends clean with alcohol, or so we're going to put some alcohol in here, just clean the ends. Sure there's no dirt. Four of these, 2 per rail. There's 3M tape on this, so get that off. The backing off. Stick it on. The same for the other 3 ends. There's 3 clamps per side rail, so you attach the 3 of them, and then leave 8 inches. So you put one in the middle, leave 8 inches on each end of here, and then so we'll start off slowly, and then use your ratchet to tighten up the clamps to hold the rail on, the side rail on. So they want the truck gate, tailgate shut. It's going to butt up against here. Just push up against here and put the clamps in. So this, they want it flush with the end of your tailgate here, and then flush with your top of your box. Now I used clamps to hold it in here. These are just like plastic clamps to hold it until I get the actual. So they suggest using clamps to hold in place while you get the clamps or the brackets on. So here's the clamps that got the teeth in. That's going to go into your rails, clamp down on the grooves in your rail. And then this is the bolt, like a carriage bolt. So when you tighten it up here, it'll hold it in place. so it doesn't move on you. I'm going to put 3 of them on, put one in the middle, put one 8 inches from each end. Be sure that, see, this is where the box is, the liner of the box. There's a plastic thing, so make sure you don't click on that. And then put your clamp in. So it's going to go like this. Like this. And make sure you don't put it where that bolt is coming down with that plastic thing. I got one in there. See how it was in the grooves there? And then just tighten the bolt there. All 3 clamps are in place. I'll just remove my clamps that's holding the rail in place while you put the clamps in. The passenger side, we've got the clamps in already. Hold the rail in place while you put the clamps on it. And making sure it's flush here with your bed. So we got these tension blocks, and these can adjust your tension on your cover. So notice the numbers 1 to 4, and underneath there's 2 and 3, and then underneath now there's numbers on the back of this as well. So make sure you get the right direction. And then there's 2 counter pins going to be used, 1 for each side. So you put the counter pin in number 2 here, and then when you put it on the rail, you put it in the second one from the end. So make sure you put it in the second one from the end, because it won't work if you put it on the very end one. So there's 2 holes there. Put it on the second one on each side, the driver's side and the passenger side. So we'll do that next. So here's your 2 holes. One's kind of round, this is square. This is where this block goes. See the 1 to 4 and the 2 and the 3 underneath there. So you're going to put the block in here, and then you're going to put the pin in number 2. So put it in here. That'll fit in there. Then we're going to stick the pin inside here. Pin in number 2 hole. Use the way to put it on the side and just push it in, and that locks in place. If you try to push it like this way, it's very hard. So put it in the side and then put a number 2 pin. This is where we're going to install our tonneau cover in here with bolts through here on the other side, through here. Get the end cap off, slide it in. Bolt in. Remove the cap, install the bolt, slide it in, replace the cap. Now you're ready to install the tonneau cover. Line up the tonneau cover. The bolts are on both ends of the tonneau cover. These bolts are long. There's a plastic washer plus a locking nut that's going to hold your tonneau cover on. The lock washer on here. Lock washer. Lock nut. (9/16). Tighten this up. It said not to over tighten it. Tighten the bolt on the other side. There's 2 straps that hold your cover into place here, and it just loops into the strap on the top of your back of your truck. So there's 2, one on each side. So if you don't have to take it apart if you're you bring in something, you need to remove the bed on this. And I find it folds out easy. Sometimes it just misaligns when you're unloading. See the bars? There's those support bars in there. There's one coming up right here. Support bar. That comes up fairly easy. You have to sometimes adjust it when you're going to click it in place. That's the only thing I don't like about this. Sometimes you don't get it, I don't know, lined up properly. Now you have to make sure you click it in here, and both ends too. You just can't click one end in. You have to make sure the other end over here, the other end is lining up. If you don't, it won't snap in. So you have to check both sides. Even though only one side clicks in, you have to make sure that both sides are lined up into that groove there. And you simply pull it down, it snaps in place. So it snaps both sides in place. There it is, snapped in place. So we got near the end there. You just click it in place on the side here. That's clicked. And the other side is clicked in. Now I'm going to release it. This is a level here. Just pull it up. It releases it. Both ends. So it pulls both ends. So you don't hit the one end, one lever. We're back down. Nice job. So this took me about an hour and a half. I took my time, took breaks. And for me to do this, it's fairly easy to do. The only thing is they gave me the wrong one. They gave me for a short box 5.7. They looked at it, not me, and they gave me 5.7. I put it, they came back in and exchanged it. And actually it was a 6'4" box, so he had the wrong one. Nice tonneau cover, I would recommend it. Fairly easy to install. Instructions are good. This tonneau cover has a roll-up tonneau cover, and it has advantages and it has disadvantages. Here's one I never thought of when I put this together. Now you just roll it up enough there so you can get at this is what they call a bed extender. And it's handy because it keeps all your stuff in the back of your truck without floating to the front. And there's one problem here. Bed extender, it comes close to this latch here, and it just rubs it a wee bit. See, it just catches it here just enough to see it catches it, and that's going to be a problem. As you pull it back to extend the bed extender, it catches it again here. So I'm going to have to watch that it doesn't damage that rail. So that's one thing I never thought of. The bed extender could interfere with the rail on this tonneau cover. And the last part of it is just put it's going to have to come over this way a bit. Just seal it all the way down. There's the name, Enthuze. I never heard of that name before. Another advantage, you can use these loops there, just strap it in so you don't have to remove your tonneau cover. My final thoughts on this tonneau cover, the roll-up tonneau cover, I'd prefer that it be on top of the rails instead of the side of the rails, because you can see that there was a problem here with the bed extender catching the rail on the side here. Now I have to be very careful on opening up this bed extender. It closes and opens easily. You just have to be careful that you line everything up and just snaps in place. And you can roll back as far as you want. And that's another advantage of this. This tonneau cover, it's just nice and flush. Yeah, very good quality as well. Good name. Please share my video and hit that subscribe button. It helps grow my channel. I'd like to thank all my subscribers. Take care.